Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pop Culture Spread, our fun weekly movie and streaming news show. Let's talk big news, Jace. Well, we can't get any bigger than some Superman news, Jace. Very exciting to hear about this. The Man of Steel and his dog, Krypto, pound on the majestics of planet Earth in a new image that James Gunn has released in his social media. Mate, I love the new Superman suit. I really are.
You do? You're a big fan?
I do. Yeah. Very reminds me of very old school. Even with this image as well, it just reminds me of Christopher Reeve's type Superman for me. What are your thoughts, mate?
Well, what's really interesting about the Krypto, seeing Krypto winners, we'd heard rumors potentially Krypto, the dog, would be in this iteration of Superman, which when you hear it's kind of shocking because it's not the version of Superman we would expect to get on screen. But James Gunn's known for taking big swings, as he's done throughout his career, especially in the last 10 to 15 years. And seeing this image, and it's actually a video, if you can watch it, it's just them for about 15 seconds watching the globe spinning. So it's pretty cool. But it was some of the details in the story, Rick, that I found fascinating. Number one is, look at Krypto. Look at him. He's got a set of ears there, right? I don't know if you can see my mouse there. He's got an ear there. He's got an ear there. What the hell is that? I don't know if that's his ear lifting. Oh, no, maybe it is his ear lifting up.
That's his ear lifting up, and then that's it. Yeah, you see where you think he's got another ear.
Another ear there, but I think that might be his eye. I love the fact that he's not classically the same Krypto you're expecting. He's not this perfect white dog.
Yeah, he's a
that you normally think of, and which has been done in the comic books. They've got a dog here that's basically like a mongrel, a mixed dog. And what was really fascinating is when James Gunn posted this, he went on to tell a story about the fact that they adopted a mongrel dog. And he was a bit of, and they love this dog. It's called Ozu, and it's a bit of a handful. It's been a really bit of a handful. And when he was writing Superman, it occurred to him at one point, imagine having that dog, like, who's disobedient and tears everything up. Imagine if that dog had superpowers. And so that's the approach that he's apparently taken with Krypto. It's a dog who does whatever dogs want, but he's got superpowers. So as soon as I heard that, I thought, that's genius, Rick. That's genius. To put an extra mention on Krypto. If you're going to have Krypto, have him be that dog that's just going to be that naughty dog. I think it's a great idea. As for what you were saying about the suit, I love the suit. I love the new look. I think it's the right look for today and for pushing forward. So, but yeah, man, I mean, I think this Superman film is shaping up to be a Superman film unlike anything that we've seen on screen.
And the good thing is we're getting just bits and pieces. We haven't really heard too much about it. This is the second image that's come out, which is great.
It's out in 9 months. It's out in 9 months.
Yeah.
So we will start to get a teaser probably Super Bowl. I reckon we'll get our first teaser and then they'll hit the marketing push for it. But really excited. Really excited now. More I think of James Gunn doing, because it's the other thing he said in the beginning, Rick, that got me really excited. He said that he always wanted to see a Superman. What we haven't seen in a long time is a Superman who enjoys his job. And that's, to me, a version of Superman we haven't seen for a long time. He's always wrestling with shit. He's always feeling good. No, let's have a Superman who enjoys being the good guy. Who's managed to adapt and thrive being a superhero. I think it's time we see something like that. So bring it on, buddy.
Bring it on. Bring it on. All right, mate. Let's get into some other news. Now, we covered this story when it first came up, so we've got a little bit more on it, and everyone knows my thoughts on this, and this is the Running Man, Josh Brolin, to play the villain in Edgar Wright's reimaging. Now, I, as you know, Jason, not a big fan of these reimaging or remakes or reboots, whatever you want to call them, of these classic '80s movies. And I know you were kind of keen on this one.
Yes, because of the source material. And Edgar Wright in this actually had brought that up. And just before we get into the story, you got to remember this is a Stephen King story. You know, and that is very different than the film we got. So Edgar Wright's he wants to make the short story a film.
Yeah.
And it's very different and could be really freaking cool if he does it. But yes, Josh Brolin, he's the bad guy.
And who's the bad guy? Do we have any?
Well, in the movie,
it's not Richard Dawson, obviously.
Yeah,
he
Richard
was the bad guy.
Dawson, he was behind he's basically the bad guy who's behind it all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Look, Josh Brolin being cast in this, Josh Brolin's great. And you know what? Also answers the question why Green Lantern didn't work out for him, because he took this on.
He took this.
At the end of that, I'm really excited about it. Edgar Wright is a fantastic filmmaker. I really love most of his stuff. So I think this is great. And I think, why not? Don't try to remake the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man.
No.
Make your own version. And look, there's a chance it'll work. There's a chance it may not work. You know, I mean, like Total Recall tried to go in a different direction. Look how that turned out. So
garbage.
We'll wait and see. But Josh Brolin, you know, I think he will be a good addition to the film. I like who they're casting, and I like the way they're going. So yeah.
And we got who's casted? Have we got anyone else that's casted?
Glenn Powell from Twisted.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. But I think it's a great young performer. He's going to be the young guy. So, and he's the leading man. He's probably the new wave of leading man type. So he'd be able to carry that type of film. So it's about a guy who's desperate. He's got no money, got anything, you know, and he gets involved in this thing. So it's basically hunting humans, isn't it? It's a story that's been done even before Running Man in different ways, you know. So I think it's good.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be reserved on it. I'll wait until I see some footage of it. But we'll wait and see.
Well, Rick, all I would say is when you have such a talented filmmaker like Edgar Wright, you would like to think he can't screw it up too bad.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
Then we'll wait and see. All right, mate, let's get into the next story. And I know you're a big fan of this series and movies and books and all that. We're talking about Dune. So we're talking about Dune. Prophecy gets a November premiere date, and the latest trailer pulls us into an epic war of body and soul. Have you seen the trailer, Jace, on this one?
Yes, it looks fantastic. It looks really great. Go check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're into Dune, the fact that this is set 10,000 years prior, it's not directly connected, it's the same universe. It looks amazing. And,
so do people need to watch the other movies to try?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think because it's really about the birth of the Bene Gesserit. So it's really about the birth of them. Basically the witches, if you want to say it for this show. And it looks phenomenal. They got a great cast. And I just think it's an interesting way to expand on the universe. You know, I mean, it's going to be a good couple of years before we get the next film. It'll be so. This is something that kind of fills that gap in.
Fills that gap.
You know, they're not always perfect, are they? Like at the that John Wick's TV series, which was awful. You know,
the Continental. No, like it?
No, not at all. I thought it was shameful.
Yeah. Mel Gibson.
Did not enjoy that. No. Not at all. Did not like the show at all. My review. So I hope this isn't like that. I hope this is a bit better. But
is that the trend though? What we're seeing? We're seeing a lot of movies that have epic movies and series from books and all that.
Isn't it?
And go TV and go back to movie. Well,
I think it's a different way for the studios to exploit their IP, and I don't mean that negatively. I mean, it's just another avenue. It's like, okay, well, what we can do is we can do a slightly smaller version, make it look cinematic, we'll put it on TV. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Has it worked for Marvel? Yes and no. Yes and no. It's worked in some ways really well, in some ways it's been disastrous. So look, I think I I'm hoping this is good. Normally, I was just about to say, yeah, it's Warner Brothers, HBO Max. They're usually quality and all that. But John do anyone, so can you really trust Warner Brothers at the moment? Yeah, there you go. Look, Dune Prophecy, I reckon if it's as good as the trailers are, I think it'll be a smash hit.
Just going to be a high profile. Like, it must have put a bit of money into it, high budget.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, it looks like
epic looking.
Like it is basically, the production value and the way it's shot is dead on with the movies.
Oh, okay.
It looks exactly the way it should. Like it's part of it. It's been, it's Denis Villeneuve. He's executive producer. He's had his eyes all over it. So it's proper canon. It's not like Rings of Power or anything like that. It's kind of like their own thing.
I'm assuming there'll be 45-hour.
Yeah, there'll be hour-long episodes. We've got a release date, but we don't know how long the episodes are. A show like this, I'd be shocked to think they'll anything less than 50 minutes.
So, 6
November 17 is the premiere date.
Okay, 6 episodes.
6 episodes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the 6-episode series is set 10,000 years before the events of Dune and follows the Harkonnen sisters as they combat forces and threaten humankind's future and establish the fabled sect known as the Bene Gesserit. So it's an origin story in a way, but a really interesting one. You know what I mean? So
awesome.
If you like the films and you like the Bene Gesserit,
and you read the book, you should enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, any book fans. It's funny. You don't hear like many people complain about the films from people who love the books. Normally, when you do an adaptation of a book, there's a certain group of people going, "This sucks balls. How dare you?" Da da da. But you don't really get that with this franchise. You don't hear a lot of negatives about the Dune movies. So, yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on. All right, Jason.
Bring it on, buddy.
Bring it on. All right, let's get into the next story. We've got a bit of a gaming news, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Sony and Amazon God of War series hit the reset button after key creative forces exit the ambitious adaptation. It's never good when,
creative differences, Rick. That's what they call it. Creative differences.
That's the safe way of calling it. Shit's hit the fan. So,
and that's what's going on. And sometimes I don't mind hearing this news. In some ways, it's good news and it's bad news. It's bad news because they've wasted a lot of money and time. It's sometimes good news because it indicates that they're willing to make changes to get the best story out there. And I don't know if I mind this. And you think about it now, this is another game adaptation where they're just focusing releasing it on streaming, like The Last of Us.
Yep.
Which has been quite successful. And I think God of War, when it comes to how it's perceived in the gaming world, it's fair to say, and arguably, one of the highest tier level games, like The Last of Us. It's a premier franchise. You know what I'm saying? It's not a shit like game franchise. It's not Crash Bandicoot or anything like Pokemon. It's God of War, and these games have been consistently epic, even since the first one. So the fact that they want to give it the best kind of version, I don't think it's such a bad thing, because if they get this right, they could do it as an anthology series. Every season is a different God of War game, which I think would be perfect. There's epic stakes to it. So, and I think it's very smart, the gaming content. Yes, if you get it right, you get a Super Mario Brothers cartoon movie, you release it at the movies, but if you want to make this stuff, maybe this is where it can shine the brightest on streaming.
It's hit or miss, really. I mean, look at Halo when they came out.
Yeah, I'm really sad about Halo, which got cancelled, mind you.
And the backlash that got.
The backlash on that was the fact that they diverted way off the game. They really just should have just done the game. That's what people were expecting. That's what we wanted. And, there were things about the Halo TV series that even annoyed me from a music standpoint.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get the themes. I wanted those themes. I wanted all that kind of thing. I didn't want them to take everything I love and then kind of mash it all together and make a whole new thing. Like, it didn't work for me, and it didn't work for a lot of people. They had glimmers and moments of brilliance, but overall, it was bloody awful. So, but yeah. So, but, coming back to this God of War series, which in 2022 was announced. So it's been in development now for a couple of years already. It follows Kratos, aka the God of War, after exiling himself from his blood-soaked past in ancient Greece, hangs up his weapons forever in the Norse realm of Midgard. When his beloved wife dies, Kratos sets off on a dangerous journey with his estranged son to spread her ashes from the highest peak, his wife's final wish. Kratos soon realizes that the journey is an epic quest in disguise, one which will test the bonds between father and son and force Kratos to battle the new gods and monsters for the fate of the world. So it's an epic.
It sounds
even
epic.
in that description is epic, right? So you got to get it right. You got to get it right. And I do support the decision creatively if they had to part ways, if it is all for the quest of making this show as epic as it deserves to be.
Well, 100%. Because look, there's going to be some hardcore fans of this game, and if it doesn't get it right, it's going to be the whole Halo thing again. People are going to be on the net ripping into it, and it's got to be done 100% right. So
I agree.
I don't. When was the last time you reckon you played this game? Did you ever?
I haven't played this game in a long time, to be honest with you. But I was into them early. I was into the earlier ones, but in the newer ones, the ones from the PS4 onwards, I haven't. The ones that look gorgeous, I've never played.
Yeah, you just got back like the old,
the older
PlayStation
one.
2 days.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jace, before we get into the train wreck of the week, I just wanted to remind the guys to hit that like and subscribe button for us and hit that notification bell so you know when our videos are uploaded and you don't miss out on them. And if you can hear you can hear us on audio podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and where all good podcasts are found. All the links are down below. All right, Jace, let's get into train wreck of the week. All right, buddy. Who's on the train?
All right, Rick. Here we go. This is a train wreck in a good way. If you can have a good train wreck. But I found this article hilarious. Did you know at some point both Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal almost fought Yetis in separate movie projects?
Okay. Right there, no. Yetis.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme, as it says with the title, was going to fight a Yeti in a movie called Abominable. And Steven Seagal was going to fight the creatures in Snowblind.
Okay.
How does this happen? How does this happen? But you know what? I'm disappointed that they never happened. And I'm thinking to myself, at this point in their careers, do it. Why not? You're doing all that crap anyway. Maybe not Seagal. Who wants to watch a film with him? But it's crazy, isn't it? It's nuts. I mean, how would you see? Would you want to see Jean-Claude Van Damme do the scissor kick to
some Yeti?
To the stones? Yeah, to a couple of Yetis.
But you see, Seagal's fighting style. He just does that straight.
Oh yeah. He would never fall over. The Yetis just have to just both, get karate chopped by him.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure Chuck Norris has had a fight with Yeti. I'm sure he has.
The thing is, though, Rick, it made me feel a little bit nostalgic.
Yeah.
Do you remember in the late 80s, early 90s?
They were big.
When either of these names came out with a movie.
Yeah.
And look, I may not have seen them at the cinema, But man, when they hit the
Yeah.
new release shelf at my local video shop, it was a big
You're on
deal.
there. Yep.
It was a big deal, man. When Van Damme came out with a film, whether it's Kickboxer, Death Warrant, Double Impact, the list goes on, or Seagal with Hard to Kill, or
Yep.
Under Siege. These were big deals, and we loved them, and we would look forward to and watch the shit out of them. I would when they came out, and yeah, now
What
they're
you
both. I think
I don't
Van
know what
Damme's
I was
doing a
doing.
little bit better because he kind of sobered up and realized he was a dickhead and all
He's
that.
done
But
some,
Seagal just went nuts. So
he's done some straight to streaming movies. I think.
he's done a series. He's a bit more
Yeah.
reflective now. I think Van
Yeah,
Damme.
but he's
He
still
was a
got.
part of the Expendable crew, which was great for him. Then when he was in the Expendables.
But what was Seagal done? What's the last thing? I don't think.
I don't know. It's straight to video stuff, but he's just certifiably insane at this point, I think.
There are a lot of people that don't like him. They've had issues on the sets of movies and all that. Which is
horrible behavior. But they may not have been the kings because the kings at the time were really Schwarzenegger and Stallone, right? They were the action hero kings of the time. But these guys were the next tier.
Still there.
They were the next tier, and they were still a big deal. And we still enjoyed watching their films quite a lot,
So these movies, did they ever make these movies?
No, they don't exist, unfortunately. Which says to me, somebody give them money so they can make these films now. I don't really want to see them in the film together, but I'll take anything at this point. I at least need to see Van Damme kick a Yeti in the face. That would be worth it.
And do like a
montage in
montage.
the face. That's it. I'm happy.
An 80s fight montage of him training to fight a Yeti. Yeah, I love it.
So this is a train wreck that I want, Rick. I want this train wreck. I don't dismiss it. I crave it.
We should do a petition and let's see it. Let's make it happen, Dave. We can make it happen.
Movie. And there's part of me that still roots for Van Damme. There really is. I know he was he thought he was all that, and he was coked out of his head for 2 decades. But he's making up for it. And I'd just like to see him in something that was big from one last hurrah.
One last big movie.
Yeah, one last hurrah.
Whether it makes money or not, you just want to see him back on the big screen. Yeah, I get it.
Well, just a movie that's good enough to be on the big screen and not to be found in Tubi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
good old Tubi. Oh well, I like that train wreck, mate. You never know, Jace. Your wish might come true. All right, buddy. That about wraps it up for this week. Appreciate everyone tuning in and watching. Guys, you can check myself and Jace out on this channel. You can have a backlog of catalog. We've got a ton of videos there. Everything is in the links down below. Jace, where else can everyone catch you as well?
You can find me every week on Captain's Quadrant and shirt I'm wearing tomorrow. Yes. Tomorrow we're reviewing Star Trek Insurrection. Number 9, that's Star Trek 9. We're going back and looking at that film. You can check us out there. You can also check out the new series of interview shows I've been doing, Rick, called Personnel Files, where I've been interviewing long-form interviews. We crap on forever. No, they're really great because I'm talking to fans of kind of genre who are also very talented. So I've had a Star Trek fan who's also a really talented crime thriller novelist, successful, has written 4 books. I've spoken to an artist who commissions artwork for people all over the world who's a massive Star Trek fan. So it's a series of interviews. Go check that out on the Captain's Quadrant. I'm really proud of that. So
awesome.
And of course you can catch me here every week.
And hopefully we'll get Van Damme on the channel one day and we can interview him.
Yes, that would be.
Fight with a Yeti.
All the questions will be, when's that fucking Yeti movie coming out?
I love it. Awesome. Thanks, Jace. And we'll catch everyone next week. Bye for now.
See ya, guys. Thanks for watching. If you could do us a massive favor and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Also, come and check out us on all our social media accounts and keep up to date. And if you're looking for some clothing, you're needing some merch, we've got you covered at the Pop Culture Spread store.